Hello friends, in this part we will learn how to fetch or retrieve single row of MySQL data and display on the web page under this Laravel 9 CRUD application. So in this part we will make view button in each row of data. And when we have click on view button, then single row of MySQL data. And then after, we will display that data on the web page under this Laravel 9 CRUD application. In previous part, we have already learned how to insert data into MySQL Table. Under this Laravel 9 CRUD application, now for read single row of data. So first, we want to create view button in each row of data. So for this, we have goes to index.blade.php file. And here, we want to create view button. So for this, here we have to write anchor tag with href attribute is equal to Laravel expression. And between this, we have to write root function with two parameter. In first parameter, we have to write students.show method. And in second parameter, we have to write $row object with id table column name. After this, we have to write class is equal to button, button primary and button small. After this, in anchor text, we have to write view, so when we have click on view button, then it will fetch single row of data, and display student data, on the web page. Now we have goes to student controller, and goes into show method. And under this file, we have to write return statement with view method with two parameter. In first parameter, we have to write blade view file name show. And in second parameter, we have to write compact function with student variable name. So it will load this blade file in the browser. Now here this show method, it will fetch single row of data, based on the value of id table column. And that data, we can access from the student variable at show blade file. Now we have to open show.blade.php file. And under this file, first we want to extend master template. So for this, here we have to write @extends directive with file name master. Now we want display content with master template file, so for this, here we have to write @section directive with content. And first we have to close this section by using @end section directive with name content. And between this section directive, we have to paste this HTML code. Now first we want to create anchor tag for goes to list of student web page. So here, we have to write anchor tag with href attribute is equal to Laravel expression. And between this, we have to write root function. And under this function, we have to write students.index method. After this, we have to write class is equal to button, button primary, button small and float end. And under anchor text, we have to write view all, so when we have click on this link, then it will redirect web page to index method, which will display list of student data in HTML table. After this, we want to display student data on the web page. So first we want to display student name data, so here we have to write Laravel expression, and between this, we have to write $student variable with student name table column name, so it will display single student name data. After this, we want to display student email details, so here we have to write Laravel expression. And between this, we have to write $student variable with student email table column name. Next, we want to display student gender data, so here, we have to write Laravel expression. And between this, we have to write $student variable with student gender table column name. After this, we want to display student image, so here we have to write image tag, and with source attribute is equal to Laravel expression. And between this, we have to write asset function, which will return path of Laravel public directory. Now under this function, we have to write images folder name, and here we have append student uploaded image name. So for this, here we have to write $student variable with student image table column name. So this code will make path for display student image from images directory of public directory. After this, we have to write width attribute is equal to 200. And after this, we have to write class attribute is equal to image thumbnail. So here our code is ready. Now we have saved this code, and check output in the browser. Friends, first here, we have to refresh this web page. And after refresh of web page, here we can see that View button has been created in each row of data. Now we want to display this student data, so we have to click on this View button. And after click on View button, here on another page, we can view complete details of single student, and here we can view complete details with student image. Here in the URL, we can view student id has been passed in the URL. And based on that id value, it has retrieved single student data from MySQL table and display on the web page. So in this part, we have to learn how to retrieve data from MySQL table and display on the web page in Laravel 9 framework. In next part, we will learn how to edit or update student data under this Laravel 9 CRUD application, so we will be meet in the next part. If have any query regarding this tutorial, you can write your query in comment box, and